In an era when Black women are increasingly taking the lead in building generational wealth and creating pathways for financial freedom, the story titled Family Fallout: Why This Black Mother Was Publicly Kicked Out of Her Own Investment stands as both a cautionary tale and a striking reflection of the deeply embedded challenges that arise when business, family ties, and long-suppressed grievances collide. The woman at the center of this dramatic fallout is Tanya Reynolds, a 48-year-old single mother of two, who spent the better part of a decade building a family investment property portfolio in Atlanta. Driven by her childhood memories of economic struggle and her vision of lifting her entire family out of the cycle of generational poverty, Tanya worked multiple jobs to secure down payments for properties that she registered in the names of family LLCs, with her siblings and adult children as co-investors. Her dream was to create an intergenerational safety net that would stand the test of time and offer her children an extended family financial stability and opportunities she never had growing up. However, as the saying goes, no good deed goes unpunished. For years, Tanya was the glue that held the investment group together. She managed the properties, dealt with tenants, paid the taxes and insurance, and made sure everyone got their dividends when the rental income came in. But underneath the surface, tensions were brewing. Some family members resented her control over the business, feeling she made decisions unilaterally. Others, emboldened by new partners and spouses whispering in their ears, questioned her bookkeeping and demanded more transparency, despite the fact that Tanya had long kept the books open and paid for a CPA to audit their statements every year. The final fracture came when Tanya proposed expanding the portfolio by purchasing a multi-unit complex in a rapidly gentrifying neighborhood. She needed every stakeholder to sign off on a sizable bank loan, but her siblings balked. They argued that she was taking on too much risk, and privately some worried that the property values would crash, leaving them with massive debt. In a heated family meeting that later went viral when a cousin secretly recorded it and leaked it online, Tanya's older brother, Derek, who had recently come into some money through his own business venture, launched a verbal attack on her, accusing her of playing boss and treating everyone else like employees. He pushed for a vote to oust Tanya as the managing member of the family LLC, citing clauses in their operating agreement that allowed for removal by majority vote. Incredibly, her own adult daughter Simone, swayed by Derek's promises of bigger, more independent returns if they cut Tanya out, sided with him. The vote passed, and Tanya was effectively locked out of the investment she built from scratch. The fallout was swift and devastating. The leaked video drew public attention and opinions were sharply divided. Some commentators saw Tanya as a victim of family betrayal, another Black woman who sacrificed everything for the collective good, only to be backstabbed when the fruits of her labor finally ripened. Others argued that her family had every right to demand a more democratic process, pointing out that even well-intentioned leadership can morph into paternalism if it stifles the voices of other stakeholders. For Tanya, the personal hurt was immeasurable. She spoke to local news outlets about the deep pain of being betrayed by her own blood, especially by her daughter, who later confessed that she didn't fully understand the ramifications of her vote and had been pressured by older relatives. Legal experts weighed in, noting that Tanya might have recourse to challenge the vote if she could prove fraud or coercion, but family law and business law rarely mix cleanly. Friends of Tanya started a GoFundMe to help her hire a lawyer to contest the LLC's actions, while others in the Black wealth-building community used her story to highlight the need for clear governance structures, conflict resolution mechanisms, and independent oversight when mixing family and money. Financial coaches and Black business networks organized virtual town halls to discuss how to protect family wealth without tearing families apart, pointing to Tanya's story as a painful but important example. Today, Tanya has become a reluctant advocate for transparency and legal literacy in family businesses. She shares her journey on social media, offering free workshops on how to set up airtight operating agreements, why it's crucial to establish independent management boards, and how to mediate conflicts before they spiral out of control. She often says that if she could go back, she would have insisted on hiring a neutral third-party property manager and given herself less day-to-day control, ironically to prevent the very resentment that ultimately cost her everything. Meanwhile, the family that ousted her has struggled to keep the properties profitable. Without Tanya's tireless management, tenant complaints have soared, maintenance has lagged, and 2 properties face foreclosure due to missed mortgage payments. Rumors swirl that some family members quietly regret the coup and have reached out to Tanya to broker a reconciliation, but she remains cautious, wary of re-entangling her heart and finances with people who proved how quickly loyalty can evaporate when money is involved. The story of Tanya Reynolds is more than just family drama. It's a stark reminder of the double-edged sword that comes with trying to build collective Black wealth within the fragile framework of family relationships already frayed by systemic inequities. It shows how power dynamics can shift when new money comes in, how envy can corrode even the strongest bonds, and how the dream of economic liberation can easily become a battlefield when expectations and communication break down. Her story has inspired other Black entrepreneurs to speak out about their own struggles with family partnerships gone awry, igniting a wider conversation about the hidden pitfalls of building business empires with those closest to you. Tanya's experience underscores the importance of legal protection, clear contracts, regular audits, and independent oversight. Lessons that resonate not just for Black families, but for any community seeking to close the racial wealth gap by pooling resources. Her pain, while raw and unresolved, has sparked a movement for better governance and stronger safeguards, so that the next generation doesn't have to choose between family loyalty and financial security. And for Tanya herself, though she lost the business she birthed, she is slowly rebuilding her future on her own terms, this time with the hard-earned wisdom that sometimes the family you trust the most can be the very ones who teach you the costliest lessons of all.